Hello, everyone, and a big happy new year from me and from my team at Formula Botanica. So lovely to see you. I hope you're doing well. Leave me a comment in the chat and tell me what your plans are for this year. Tell me which formulation you want to learn to make. I want to see lots of comments from you, either on live or when you're watching the replay, because I'm excited for you, because 2023 is going to be your year. Believe me when I say this. And I know that all of the 18,000 plus students and graduates in our community are hopefully feeling that way too. So today I'm here live. I'm Lorraine. I run Formula Botanica. I'm the CEO, and I'm here today to talk to you about what botanical formulation actually is. And the reason I'm doing that is because we are very soon going to open up term time enrollment for January. So if you're planning to become a formulator or a Formula Botanica student this year, then your chance to do so starts in just 8 days. 8 days on January 17th. And then between January 17th and January 24th, our enrollment period will be open for all of our individual courses. I'm so excited for you. I know we're going to welcome hundreds and hundreds of new students who are going to be formulating their future, learning new skills, learning how to make lots of amazing botanical products, like all of the graduate products I have stood here behind me, and maybe even starting a beauty brand. Who knows? So I want some audience participation today. I would love it if you could leave me a comment and tell me where you are in the world. Just leave a country name. I always love to see all the different country names come in. We are such a global community. Formula Botanica is currently in 182 countries around the world. That's pretty much most countries around the world, actually. So we are a global movement teaching the world to formulate. And I really hope that you're part of that too. And I can already see some comments coming in. We've got someone in Canada, Malaysia, US, Beirut. Lovely to see you all. Happy New Year to you. So without further ado, I'm going to bring up some slides and I'm going to talk you through my framework for an introduction to botanical formulation. Now, whilst I have my slides up, I won't be able to see the chat. So if you do have any questions, maybe hold them until I'm back in the room. Otherwise, I might not be able to see them when I scroll back. But I will do my best to answer your questions at the end as well. All right, here we go. And hopefully the tech gods are smiling on me today. Cool. Right. I can see that's come up. Let's go full screen. Welcome to my introduction to botanical formulation. First of all, let's answer the question, what is formulation? Well, there are three different components to it, which I'm just going to very quickly walk you through. Firstly, formulating skincare or hair care or cosmetics, color cosmetics, is the ability to layer ingredients. So that means you take different ingredients and you layer them one on top of the other and you blend them together to create your finished product. It is also a way for you to connect with different plant-based extracts, with different botanicals. And we talk about this a lot at Formula Botanica because it's one of the most exciting parts of being a formulator. Believe me, I have been there. When you're stood in a lab and you're surrounded by all these fragrant herbs and leaves and roots and petals and seeds, it is really exciting. And I've got the Formula Botanica lab and film studio here, and I can tell you it always smells like that in there, and it's amazing. And when you become a formulator, this is your way of connecting with those plants as well. Whenever we ask our students how they feel when they formulate, they always say they feel grounded and centered and at peace with the world. And that's in part because of those amazing plants. And then thirdly, formulation is the ability to design your own cosmetics, be that skincare or hair care or color cosmetics, makeup or deodorants or even perfume. There are lots of different options out there. And we currently teach skincare, hair care, and a little bit of makeup in our membership site, the lab at Formula Botanica. And everyone can do this. This is part of our big mission. Everyone can formulate because formulation is fun, it's easy, and it's empowering. And the mainstream beauty industry has been telling us for a really long time that you have to have lots of science qualifications to do this, and you can only be stood in a lab in a white lab coat doing this, but nonsense to that. Everyone can do this. Humans have been formulating for millennia, and you can do it too. So, how do we start? Well, I'm going to run you through our framework for how we teach formulation at Formula Botanica, because there are four distinct layers to it. And the first place to start is with the basics. Anything you learn, you want to always start with the basics. And I know a lot of people come to us and they say, I want to immediately make this high performance serum, Lorraine, or I'm going to go straight into making shampoos and conditioners. I'm really loving the ambition here, but I want you to learn to walk before you can run. So we always start with the basics, and that means starting with your foundations first. And foundation ingredients are some of the most wonderful, heavenly ingredients that you can formulate with. Think about oils and butters and waxes and ingredients like that. It is so exciting to work with them. And once you realize the diversity in these ingredients as well, a whole world will open up to you. There are hundreds of carrier oils and dozens of different botanical butters and dozens of different botanical waxes. It is very exciting. And I'm not even talking about the hydrosols and all of the essential oils out there and CO2 extracts and botanical extracts and glycerites and you name it. I could go on for hours. It's very exciting. So, step number one, which is also how we start at Formula Botanica with all of our new students when they enroll with us, is that you work with anhydrous ingredients, formulations first. So, anhydrous, you might recognize the word hydrous in there, which obviously means water. Anhydrous means no water. And these are really safe and straightforward formulations to start with. So, I'm talking about facial oils, for instance, body butters, lip balms, face balms, hair balms, body balms, even potentially oleogels where you're blending together to create an oily gel that doesn't actually have any water in it. Excuse me. And the amazing thing about these formulations is that they require no preservation. And that's quite special because once you start to move into the world of formulation, you'll start to obviously work with more technical ingredients, more functional ingredients, where you're thinking about stabilization and preservation. You don't need any of that when you're making anhydrous formulations because it is really very straightforward. So, this is always where we start people off, nice and simple, but so much fun because you can make these amazing colorful formulations. You can make these beautifully fragranced formulations and they have a pretty long shelf life because they have no water in them. So that's step number one. Step number two is that you then move on to solid formulations. Now, that can mean shower bars where you're, for instance, using it's like a shampoo bar for the body. But we're also talking about shampoo bars or lotion bars or conditioner bars. Solid formulations are really rising in excitement, and I can see everyone's really getting into them now that the whole sustainability movement is taking over in the beauty industry. So solid formulations are a big hot item at the moment, and I do recommend that everyone learns how to make them. That's why we've made this step number two. And the benefits, of course, are that they are generally more sustainable because they're more potent, they're longer lasting, they can be multifunctional, they require less packaging, or in some cases, no packaging at all, which is pretty amazing. And they are, of course, very on trend at the moment because everyone wants to move into the solid world of formulating. So we start with anhydrous, then we move on to solid formulations. And then step number three is now we start to work with water. So aqueous or water-based formulations they're not complicated to make, but they're the next step up because at that point you're starting to work with stabilizers and thickeners and preservatives, possibly even some surfactants in there. You can see some of the photos here on screen that we took of serums, water-based serums that we've made. We've got a shampoo there. And this is when you start to make toners where you're blending together different flower waters and different water-based extracts. This is when you start to make gels where you're blending thickeners together with those hydrosols, flower waters, in order to create these beautiful fragrance gels. This is when you're starting to make body washes potentially or shampoos, quite simple, straightforward shampoos. And the benefits of making water-based formulations are that this allows you to work with even more botanicals. So the best way to think of this is most of the plants that grow in my garden and maybe your garden, if you have a garden, they tend to, well, they drink a lot of water. And that means that a lot of the chemical compounds that you'll find within plants tend to be water soluble. Now, plants do have many oil soluble components as well, but on the whole, because much like us, we take in water, plants will also have many water soluble based chemicals. And the really cool thing about a lot of these chemicals, these plant compounds, is that they can be great on the skin. Think about the deep purple and red colors that you get in certain fruits, for instance. Those are antioxidants known as polyphenols. Those tend to be water based, and you can use those extracts in water based formulations as well. So, whilst there are many oil soluble extracts that you can use in your anhydrous formulations, there are also many, even more water based extracts that you can work with. And this is very exciting because we're all about the plants here, right? Then step number 4 is that you learn to make lotions and serums and conditioners. These are otherwise known as emulsions. And don't these photos look beautiful? These were all products made by our education team. And an emulsion basically means that you bring together oil and water because normally they don't mix, right? If you poured one on top of the other, they would just float in separate layers. But by using what we call an emulsifier, you bind oil and water together and you create lotions and serums and conditioners and hand creams and eye creams and body lotions and body creams and you name it. The whole cosmetics world is full of emulsions. I'm sure you've used one too. They're amazing formulations. We often like to teach these in our big masterclasses that we teach throughout the year as well. So if you haven't taken part in one of those yet, make sure you stay tuned for the next one in April. But yes, the benefits of emulsions are that you can start to use more high performance botanicals. And some of those high performance botanicals will be oil based, some of them will be water based. An emulsion can take both. And this is where you can start to make really high performance serums and lotions and face creams and eye creams. And emulsification is so much fun. And it's still quite simple. Like, even though we've gone through the stages here of anhydrous and solid and water based and now emulsions, you can master all of these stages, believe me. So, just to quickly run you through it again, like I said, stage 1, anhydrous, oils, butters, balms, potentially oleogels. Stage 2, solid, shower bars, shampoo bars, cleansing bars, lotion bars. Stage 3, water-based, toners, gels, shampoos, micellar waters. We didn't even talk about that one. That's a very light cleanser, often a 3-in-1 cleanser that contains both moisturizing and toning abilities as well as cleansing abilities. And then stage 4, where we move into emulsification. And we watch our students go through this blueprint over and over. We've had over 18,000 people go through our award-winning online courses, and they follow this framework, and we watch them come out of our courses, graduate, and they can make all of these formulations. Just think about how empowered you would feel if you can make all of these formulations too. And then the next stage is to get certified. And I love these photos so much. These are all amazing Formula Botanica graduates. And not only have they done incredibly well in their coursework, but they've gone and had their certificates of completion framed. And I feel so proud looking at these photos. And I feel so proud of our graduates because I know that they're doing such incredible things. We talk about our graduates all the time on our social platforms, in our groups, in our mailing list, everywhere. We're constantly talking about them because these people are just changing the whole green beauty movement with their incredible formulations and their incredible passion and drive. And you could become a certified formulator in 2023 as well. This is incredibly exciting for you because you could take control this year and say, you know what, a year from now, when I'm at the beginning of January 2024, I want to look back on this year and go, I took action and I learned how to formulate and I can now make my own botanical formulations. And hey, look at that. My table is full of formulations that I made with my own hands, with ingredients that I chose for my reasons. And I think that's incredibly exciting for you because right now is your decision time. It's the opportunity for you to take action. And the good news is that our term time enrollment period opens on January 17th. So for those of you who know Formula Botanica, term time only opens up twice a year between January 17th to January 24th. And we will also be opening up again in July, round about the beginning to the middle of July. And at that point, enrollment is only open for 1 week. and it's closed the rest of the year. So this is your one opportunity for the first half of this year to become a Formula Botanica student and join our 2023 student intake. This is a huge opportunity for you. Now, in the upcoming term time, which, as I said, opens in 8 days, we're going to have 8 of our award-winning courses open for enrollment. And because I know that I'm going to get a lot of questions about this, I thought I would just briefly run you through what these courses are, first of all. So on the top row here, you can see our 4 big diplomas, and on the bottom row, you can see our 4 smaller certificates. And let me very quickly introduce them to you, and then I'm going to come back and see if there are any questions to answer. So if you do have any questions, please pop them up in the chat. So if you're new to Formula Botanica, if you're new to formulation, then everyone always says, where do I start? And the one place you need to start is on our Diploma in Organic Skincare Formulation. Now, why should you start here? Well, first of all, this is our foundation diploma. This is where all of our students start to learn the foundations of formulation. But not just that, we also watch people with existing formulation experience go back and take this course, because if they've been self-trained or if they've trained elsewhere, they don't necessarily have those foundations in place. And we often watch people enroll for the more advanced courses and then come back and go back to the basic foundations first, because it is so important to get these foundations right. And this is our most popular course by a mile. It's launched the careers of over 15,000 students worldwide. It's a pretty big deal. And it allows you to gain an award-winning grounding in formulation before gaining more advanced knowledge, before going on to our other courses. So let me quickly run you through the syllabus. Firstly, you're going to study the anatomy and physiology of the skin. Really important to understand the skin if you're going to be formulating products for it. Then you're going to learn how to formulate. And that means you're not going to follow recipes anymore. You're not going to be a DIYer. You are going to learn how to combine ingredients yourself to create your own beauty products, to create your own skincare products for the face, for the body, and for spa purposes as well. You're going to learn how to research your ingredients. And then by the time you get to the end of module 2, so it really doesn't take long to get there, you can get there in a matter of days, you're going to be formulating organic cleansers and toners and gels and butters, balms, oils, masks, scrubs, bars, body washes, lotions, and creams. You're going to have a whole range of different products sat in front of you that you have made. You will feel so proud of yourself, and you will never, ever need to buy another Christmas present for anyone because you'll be making them. Now, but after that, after you've learned how to formulate those different products, you're going to move on to blending essential oils and learning aroma cosmetology. So this is where you start to study the properties of essential oils and learn to blend them together for fragrance purposes as well as therapeutic properties. Then we take you through the foundations of marketing and branding, because regardless of whether you want to make formulations to sell or just to use for yourself and give to family and friends, they need to look beautiful, right? So we're going to talk you through how to do that. And there's a little bit in there as well on starting your business if you want to. And then finally, we talk you through cosmetic compliance. I always get questions about regulations. So we show you how to actually comply with the law in different countries around the world. And there are some anomalies between different countries, but actually the general principles are pretty consistent. And we walk you through that so you can comply with the law wherever you are in the world. Now, our Diploma in Organic Skincare Formulation is the most popular formulation course on the internet. I do not say this lightly. It is the most popular formulation course worldwide, period, regardless of whether it's on the internet or not, because we are the biggest formulation school in the world. So this is the place to start. If you're thinking of learning how to formulate in 2023, this is the course you need to start with. But we do more as well. So let me very quickly run you through the other 7 courses in our suite of courses at Formula Botanica. Next up, we have our Diploma in Organic Hair Care Formulation. So this is a step up from the skincare formulation program, because at this point, you're starting to work with more technical and functional ingredients. Making hair care is harder than making skincare, so we want you to learn the basics first and then move on to this diploma. And you'll learn how to make different organic shampoos, different leave-in and rinse-off conditioners. We've got so many conditioners in this diploma. And then styling products as well. We're talking about things like styling mousse and gels and sculpting clays and all sorts of things in there as well. It's an incredible diploma. It's probably our second most popular one at the moment. And hair care is a hot commodity in 2023. Everyone's talking about hair care. I'm seeing it take off massively in the indie sector. I think there is a real gap in the market there at the moment. And I look forward to watching some of our graduates fill that gap. Next up, we have our Advanced Diploma in Organic Cosmetic Science, which is the advanced diploma that sits behind that diploma in skincare and diploma in hair care. And this is really to take your skills up a level, because at this point, we want you to start to experiment more with high performance ingredients. We want to really test you in terms of the functional ingredients that you're working with and trialing different functional ingredients in your home lab. We want you to experiment with different textures, etc. We want you to start finding your niche. So we're challenging you to trial different niches, such as halal or vegan or even raw skincare. And then we talk you through different things like really perfecting your good manufacturing practice and getting your lab set up for more advanced formulation. Then we have our certificate in cosmetic stability testing. And this is a really important course that I do recommend for all formulators, because you need to understand how to stability test, because every single batch of cosmetics that you make, that you plan to sell, needs to go through an element of stability testing. And don't worry, this isn't hard. It isn't expensive. You can do a lot of it yourself at home. In fact, in some cases, you can do all of it yourself at home, but you need to understand what's involved. So this short certificate talks you through the 20 different stability tests that every single formulator needs, and it teaches you how to do most of them in your own home lab to make sure that your formulations are safe and stable. And then together with that one, we have our certificate in natural cosmetic preservation, which teaches you how to create safe, stable, and sellable cosmetics. Obviously, preservation is important. If you're working with water-based ingredients, then you need to preserve your formulation. This is incredibly important, and you cannot skip this stage. And to do that, you obviously want to work with natural preservatives, because we are the Organic Cosmetic Formulation School. And we're going to teach you how in this short certificate, which walks you through exactly how to choose the right cosmetic preservative. There are all these flow charts in the certificate. It shows you exactly what to do. And then it walks you through the different cosmetic ingredients available for preservation that would fall under the natural banner. So we teach you all of this. There's lots of troubleshooting in there. It's a fantastic little course that you can zip through fairly quickly, but which will really, really benefit your formulations. Then we have our certificate in organic anti-aging skincare, which we will be rebranding this year, because it's all about working with high performance botanicals. It's not about aging. And what we really want you to do is get to grips with these incredible botanicals to create formulations that really benefit you and the skin. And I mean, I absolutely love working with botanicals, as you've obviously picked up from this presentation. But this one goes into even more depth, where it's looking at the different high performance botanicals that can have a noticeable effect on the skin. Last, but certainly not least, is our diploma in beauty brand business management, which I lovingly call our Indie Beauty MBA. And this is probably our biggest course, because if you're starting a beauty brand, then obviously you need a lot of information to get yourself started. And speaking very candidly, almost every one of the beauty brand entrepreneurs I've spoken to over the years has said to me, I wish I had this course when I first started, because we only launched it in 2019. And everyone said, my goodness, I would have saved myself so much time and heartache and money and energy if I'd taken this course first. And that's why we made it. So it's part course filled with absolutely tons of templates and frameworks and fact sheets and packed full of information. And it's also part summit. So there's over 30 different interviews in there with industry experts from across the world, in retail, in distribution, in marketing, you name it, in branding, it's all in there. And these people, together with the whole team at Formula Botanica, will help you get there through this diploma. This is personally my favorite one. So if you plan to start a business, this is the course you need. So your next steps, and I'm going to stop screen sharing in a minute and come back and see if there are any questions for me, is firstly, go and choose your courses. Go to formulabotanica.com and go and figure out how you are going to formulate the best 2023 you've ever had by learning how to create your own botanical formulations. If you're not sure, reach out to us at hello@formulabotanica.com and speak to our admissions team. We would love to help you. So go and choose the courses that are right for you. If you're not sure, everyone starts with our diploma in organic skincare formulation. So I would recommend starting there too. Then once you're on that page and you're looking at those courses, pre-enroll. And when you pre-enroll, you make a commitment to us and to yourself that you're going to enroll with us. This means you have secured your space for our next student intake, which, as I said, is on January 17th until January 24th. So for 7 days, enrollment will be open. And if you pre-enroll now, that means you put your name down to secure your space, and we will let you know when we're ready to welcome you in on January 17th. And then start preparing to become a formulator, because this is exciting. You are making a commitment to yourself in 2023 to change your life through botanical formulation. And we want to help you get there. Right, let me stop sharing and then I will come back in the room. Hi, everyone. Lovely to see you. Wow, I can see there's an absolute ton of questions. I'm going to have to just scroll through them. So I'm here to answer as many questions as I can. I will do my best. Have some patience with me. In the meantime, if there are any Formula Botanica students watching us, please post up in the comments and tell us which course you're taking and tell us a little bit about your experience, because I know everyone would love to hear from you. I mean, we have over 18,000 students and graduates. So let's see, what have we got? I'm seeing lots of people commenting from around the world, which is very exciting. Oh, this is nice. This is from Mara, who says, I'm doing the International Organic Skincare Entrepreneur Program. It's absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much. That's very sweet of you. Let's see. Nora says, are these courses available online? Yes, all of our courses are online only. We do not have a campus. We are an international online teaching institution, and we have students in 182 countries at the moment. That number just continues to blow my mind. There are not many countries in the world where we haven't taught yet. In fact, we had a team meetup, a team retreat in December. I put the map of the world up and I listed the individual countries where we don't have students yet. So there aren't many left. So yes, everything is done online. When you enroll with us, you gain access to our e-learning platform. You log in, all of the materials are in video format. You get downloadable books. It's a fantastic experience. And that's obviously why we have so many successful graduates. Let's see. Is it all online/self-study or a mixed approach with live teacher trainings? Well, as I said, it is self-study and online. However, we have an incredibly active student experience team and education team. And that means I think it's about 3 or 4 times a month we host live sessions for our student community. And those sessions can be specific to different courses or they can be specific to different topics. So I believe this month we're teaching people how to research their ingredients. There's a goal setting workshop. There's a monthly mindset and motivation check-in. So we're constantly there for you. And this is all hosted by our student experience team, but we have lots and lots of education team members on there as well. So yes, we are there for you and we're there to talk to you. And we host them in different time zones as well, at different times of day, to cater for different time zones, precisely because we have such a global audience. I love this. Do we meet in person anytime during the course? Akanksha, I would love to meet you in person. Now, we don't do meetups during the course, but what we do is Formula Botanica and the team often attends live events around the world. We used to run our own live events pre-COVID. We haven't quite got back there yet, but I hope that we will do. And then you can indeed come and attend and see us. But for instance, some of the Formula Botanica team will be at In Cosmetics in Barcelona at the end of March, I believe it is. And we always host meetups for students and graduates whenever we're going somewhere. And we hope to do a lot more of that now that the world has opened up slightly again. As I said, pre-COVID, we used to do lots of things like this. We used to host an annual conference for Formula Botanica. And the last one we hosted was in 2018. 200 people flew in from 35 countries. And it was an incredible experience over 3 days. And we would like to get back there again. Right, let's see. Someone, Akanksha, is also asking about the course fees. So every single one of our courses has a different fee. It's all listed on our website. So if you go to formulabotanica.com, just go to courses at the top. It will list all of them. Or if you choose the individual courses at the top of the page, it always lists all the core information that you need to know. But what I can tell you is that the courses at the moment are underpriced where they need to be. We haven't put the prices up again this year, and we're committing to hold them here, at least for the first part of the year, because obviously the world is not in a happy place at the moment. But the prices will very likely be going up again next year. Our diploma in organic skincare formulation is priced at 750 British pounds. And I don't know exactly what the dollar conversion is at the moment, but if you just head over into Google and type in GBP USD, there's even a little currency converter in Google, which is awesome. Let's see. Nora says, what's the duration of this course? Great question. So because it's self-study, we have calculated how long it would take you to complete your course if you spent one day or half a day a week on it over a period of time, and you did that consistently. So the courses have been designed for you to work on them by about 5 to 6 hours a week. And if you did that, you would be able to complete our foundation diploma in very comfortably in 6 months. But you have a 2-year window in which to complete it, because we don't do lifetime access. We want you to work through your program, and the tutors are there supporting you all the time. So you can very, very comfortably do this. When it comes to the smaller certificates, you can zip through those in a matter of weeks, if not a couple of months. So don't worry too much about that. All I need you to do is to commit to it once you sign up and enroll with us. Right, let's see what we've got. Great question here from Nora. I'm loving these questions. Thank you. Can we do this diploma without any background in bio or chemistry? Yes, you do not need to be a scientist to formulate skincare or hair care. You will learn what you need to know in order to become a formulator by enrolling with us. You do not need to have chemistry qualifications in order to come and do this. Now, the mainstream beauty industry, and I'm just going to go off on a small tangent here for a minute, so bear with me. They're always wearing lab coats in adverts, aren't they? They're always talking about really technical scientific terms. They're doing this to make you think that it's incredibly hard to make cosmetics. And they're doing this to make sure that you don't think you can buy them for yourself, but you will always come and buy theirs. Once you start to realize it, once you watch beauty ads, like I sometimes go onto YouTube and I'll just go and look at like L'Oreal's main page and Clinique and Clarins, and I'll go and watch all their videos. And I just sit here with my head in my hands going, lab coat, lab coat, lab coat, because they're doing it and it's very influential and it works. And it means that we've internalized this messaging of you need to be a scientist in order to do this. So no, you don't. Don't worry about that. We will take care of you. You're not going to become a chemist by studying with us, but you're going to become a formulator. Right, what have we got? Is this MBA? So our diploma in beauty brand business management, is that part of the international 5-course program, not 6 courses anymore? Yes, it is, but we won't open up enrollment for our international organic skincare entrepreneur program until the end of April. So we're a few months off that. If you do plan to enroll for the entrepreneur program, what you can always do is enroll for our foundation diploma now, get started and upgrade, which is what an awful lot of students do every single time we open up enrollment for our entrepreneur program. So don't worry about that. You can get started right away. And it's January. It's a new year. I know you want to get started right away. That's why we have term time right at the beginning of January, because I can only imagine how excited you're feeling at the moment to learn how to formulate. Okay. He's an existing student. I'm taking the diploma in organic skincare formulation. I'm in module 3 and loving it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your comment. That's really sweet. Can I take the certificate of anti-aging skincare even if I'm not yet finished with my current course? Yes, of course you can. Now, obviously, we want you to have formulated a little bit, but there's no reason why you can't enroll for that additional certificate now and get started once you've completed module 3 and you've got some formulation experience under your belt. You can certainly start with all the theory components at the beginning, and I definitely would recommend using that certificate to really bolster your botanical formulation knowledge. Okay, next question. I hope I'm answering all of this. by myself today, so I haven't got anyone going through the comments with me. But I know the team is in the comments as well, answering them there. They're live chatting with you. So Akanksha says, during the online study, if we have questions, how can we connect and ask questions? Well, first of all, we have 3 different ways of getting support at Formula Botanica. The first one is tutor support. So if you have a specific question about your courses, in your e-learning platform with every single course, there is a tutor forum. And these tutor forums have been in there for 7 years now. So you can imagine they are huge. They're absolutely massive. And if you go in there, you can ask any question you have, and one of our tutors will answer you. Now, the really cool thing is because we've been running them for such a long time, they are packed full of questions and answers already. So the chances are that your question probably has already been asked and answered previously because there's such an enormous wealth of knowledge in there. So that's how we offer tutor support. The second way is peer support. So we have an online classroom on Facebook, which has, I think, over 12,000 students and graduates in it. It's a wonderful community. The engagement is so high. The people are so lovely. It is a fantastic place to be. And I've been told repeatedly by people that it is the nicest Facebook group they've ever been in. And I feel so too. I'm obviously totally biased, but it is fantastic in there. So you can also go and talk to your fellow students and graduates and find out how they would handle certain situations, learn from them, celebrate their successes, pick them up if they're having a bad day. People post up all sorts of things in there, and it's a wonderful place. So that's the second form of support that we offer. And then the third one is obviously we have student support where you can reach out to our student experience team. We have a big help desk team. Last year we answered 28,000 tickets. So that gives you a little bit of an idea of the number of messages that come into us all the time. And obviously we have live sessions as well with our student experience team to answer all of your questions. So we have a lot of support. And we do that because we want you to succeed. We want you to complete your courses. This is not just another online course. This is your ticket to formulate your future. I say those words a lot, but I mean it. You're going to turn this into something really exciting. And we want to help you get there. Okay, let's see what we've got. It's from one of our students. That's lovely. Hi, Lorraine. I am a diploma in organic skincare formulation student. Sorry, we live on acronyms at Formula Botanica. Diploma in organic skincare formulations, DOSF. And I'm on my last 2% of the course. That's really amazing. So I'm preparing my final emulsion for grading, and I'm very excited. I found the course so much fun and want to continue with the advanced diploma and the business diploma once I have my lab. I'm so pleased for you, Lavinia. Thank you for posting that up. That's lovely. Here's a great question from Aileen. What is the cost on average for the equipment needed for the foundation course? Well, the good news is it doesn't cost much at all. So I don't have it here, actually. It's down in the studio, but we have a small kit bag that we've put together called our Lab in a Bag. And you can get most of the equipment from Amazon. It doesn't cost much. We typically say that to buy the whole thing, you might spend $50 to $100 when you first get started, or £50 to £100 wherever you are in the world. It's quite inexpensive. You don't need to buy lots of big expensive equipment. You just need some beakers. I've got some here next to me like this. You need some glass rods. You need a set of scales in order to be able to weigh your ingredients. Again, small jewelry scales, $10 on Amazon, they will suffice. You need a source of heat. You can probably make do with some pans and beakers for now. You might need a thermometer, but again, cooking thermometers can be really easy to come by. So you don't need a lot. Once you start to decide to scale up, like imagine that you learn how to make a balm, like this incredible balm by our graduate, Robin Skincare. This is currently my favorite balm. Just want to show you this incredible texture. It's beautiful. The nicest balm I've ever been sent. Sorry, I digress. Imagine that you learn how to make a balm like this, and then you decide you're going to sell it. At that point, you may need to scale up, and you'll need to invest in equipment that you use specifically to formulate the products that you're selling, because obviously there's a difference between making them for yourself and making them to sell. But that is down the line, and at that point, you're starting to move into starting a business. So obviously there needs to be a little bit of expenditure to start with, but again, it doesn't have to be hugely expensive. It can be very, very affordable. Our graduates have done it. Go and have a look at the graduate gallery on our website, and you'll see lots of examples of people who have been doing so very successfully. Okay. Will you also guide us from where we have to buy the raw materials at reasonable prices? Yes. You get a supplier guide when you enroll with Formula Botanica, which has now over 400 global suppliers in it. And we maintain that all the time. We ask our students for recommendations because obviously we can't try all 400, but our community can. And so our students are constantly saying, this one's great, or you need to take this one out. And we listen to them. And we have compiled this into a fantastic guide that we could comfortably sell for, like $100 on our website if we wanted to, because it is so full of information. And you get all of this for free when you enroll with Formula Botanica on any of our courses. So yes, we help you choose where to find your ingredients, and we have made sure that we have a global spread of ingredient suppliers, which is incredibly important. Now, I will be very honest with you, and there are more suppliers in North America, in Europe, in Australasia, but when it comes to certain countries in Africa, certain parts of Africa, it becomes slightly harder to gain ingredients, so you might have to ship them in. There are some suppliers in South America as well. It's slow going in some parts of the world. So if you ever want to be an ingredient supplier, there's obviously a market out there for you. Right, what have we got? What if you're not finished with the courses? Good question. How long after your course expires do you guys give to try to finish it? Right, well, so we give you a very comfortable period of time. So let's say you enroll for our diploma in organic skincare formulation. We give you 2 years to complete it. You can very comfortably complete this in 6 months if you study 1 day a week or half a day a week even, just as long as you get stuck in and you work through the course materials. So imagine you get to the end of that 2-year period and you haven't completed it. We have an extension program. And at that point, you speak to our student experience team. We work with you. We make sure that you get through your courses. But we will do whatever we can to get you there first, because obviously we want you to complete your courses. Right, let's see. So many questions. Someone asks, Akanksha asks if we have a payment plan. We don't on our website. Speak to our student experience team if you have a particular issue. Tell us about the situation that you're in, and we will see what might be available. I love this. Lavinia says, Pro Cook Shop has most of everything I needed for the diploma in organic skincare formulation. So there you go. It doesn't cost much, and you can get a lot of the equipment that you need in cookery shops. I love this. Morris says, my challenge is I see so many interesting options for tools and especially ingredients that my husband is willing to ban me from Amazon. I know how you feel. Honestly, I go shopping for ingredients and then I sit there and go, oh, I could buy these and these and these. And then my shopping cart fills up and I go, no, I'm going to have to take some of these out. I can't get all of it. So yes, it becomes addictive. And I think that's the main thing to keep in mind. And as long as you know it in the back of your head when you're formulating, then obviously you can keep that under control as you go out and start to stock your own home formulation lab. So I think I've answered most of the questions. Obviously, if we haven't answered any of your questions, then we will be happy to work with you and talk to you directly. As I said, we constantly answer tickets in our help desk. If you just write to us at hello@formulabotanica.com, we will do our very best to get back to you as soon as possible. We also have live chat on our website. We have a phone line. You can speak to us on the phone between UK working hours. So just reach out because we would love to help you with your query. As you can see on my live counter here, we have over 18,000 students and graduates at the moment. And I know that we're going to welcome hundreds more in our next term time. And I really hope that that includes you, because I know what this could mean for you. I have watched this. I've been doing this for a decade now. I have watched this time and time again over the years with our different students and graduates, and they have formulated incredible opportunities for themselves, incredible products, incredible brands, incredible futures. And that could be you too. So I'm very excited for you, and I can't wait to meet you in the coming weeks, or 8 days, in fact, when we open enrollment on January 17th. So make sure you head over to our website now. Let me see if I've got a thing to put up which shows you where the address is. No, I didn't prepare it. So I have no idea where that is at the moment. But just head over to our website now at formulabotanica.com. And there's a bar at the bottom that allows you to pre-enroll, but also just head over to any of our course pages. There's a big pre-enroll button at the top. And if you click on that, it will allow you to secure your space, put your name down, also get your pre-enrollment pack, which is a downloadable PDF, which talks you through lots of different things you can do right now to get started. And we'll be ready for you on January 17th. I can't wait to meet you, and I can't wait to see what formulations you're going to be making. So, a big happy new year from me. I hope you're doing well wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for joining me. I see the team's just put this up. So, let me just share this. There you go, formulabotanica.com/pre enroll. So, thank you very much for joining me today, either live or on the replay. And I can't wait to meet you on January 17th.